What's up, peepers? Happy motherfucking Friday, bitches. I don't know what you guys have planned for the weekend, but around here, it's like the last weekend before school starts. And my birthday is in 8 days. So, woohoo! I survived another year around this place. El Kennedy, good luck with that push mowing. That is like my least favorite chore in the whole wide world. That's why I have a son. He does it. Sometimes. Let me say hello. Hello, Taste the Rainbow, Claudia Pinch, MS, Amy. What's up, Brett? Queen Ashley. I hope you got some rest today, ma'am. Sweet and salty sister Callie. Hey, Libs. B-side. Mama 2, Kaz. Hey, Nick. So, it has been a freaking nightmare around here lately. What's new? All kinds of exciting things going on. People lying, paint gate, just all kinds of craziness. Lips still begging for attention. Not getting much. Epic fail. Epic fail, girl. Hello, Twisted Halo. So, some people were like pissed at me last week because I didn't want to give my opinion about bathroom gate. That was another thing, which I gave my opinion in the comment section. At the end of the day, I don't care. That's my opinion. Nothing drives you people more insane than when I refuse to give you the answers that you want. Let's just face the facts. My opinion is probably not going to be the same as yours anyway. So let's just cut right to the chase and just ignore each other about it, right? That's what's going to end up happening, or it'll turn into some big, huge, dramatic thing that it really doesn't need to be. Because who cares? Hello, Beth. So anyway, the reason I don't care about all that other bullshit that everyone is just running into the ground on the daily is because I have my sights set on another character. We need some fresh meat around here. And we have the perfect peeper handed to us on a silver platter, just saying, look at me. Here I am with my big bag of bullshit. Bust me open. Call me out. Well, I am all about equal opportunity, so I'm going to give it a whirl, and we're going to bust this big bag of bullshit out. Now, it is no easy task because this guy, this peeper, who said that everything that the news outlets wrote about him is all lies. They're just liars. They have no morality. They do not operate under journalism ethics. They just break all the rules. Now, I did a video last week. I think it was just like a little short of a fraction of the articles that are out there about this guy. This Raymond Hunter Geisel, also known as Ray Smith. Because he even said, he has all these aliases that he uses for all his super secret missions. Move over, Ernie. There is a new Big Lerp in town, and his name is Way, and he is on the case. Hello, Pindar. Who else snuck in here? A lion mama. So, Way, there are 35 plus articles about this dude, just with one Google search. I was just looking or maybe it was Safari, but that was just one search that I did. And it'll all pop up. Hey, Princess Ice, good to see you. And most of them, the headline is about his threats against the president. Not one, but two. Because he just thought he was going to take them all out, just end all the world's problems. So he says that it's all lies. They're just picking on me, and I didn't do that stuff. Well, yeah, you did, buddy. You were sitting in your bail bonds class, and you did what you do around here, and you got to flapping those lips and thinking you're all big and bad, and you just let your mouth get ahead of yourself. So there's no doubt in my mind that you made those comments, and you probably thought, hey, we're all tough guys here. We're going to be big, bad bail bondsmen. Okay. So the story you're spinning, though, is that some fat chick, to be exact, remember, because you had to let us know that you're not into fat chicks. So, but that she just was trying to get back at you because you are just the epitome of romance novel covers, right? You are that guy. She was so into you, and she got so upset when you turned her down because she's a little fluffy, that she just went and made up this big, huge story that you said you were going to pew pew Obama. See, the scary part is you were arrested on August the 2nd, and Obama had been campaigning on August the 1st in Florida, the very area where you were at. Now, when they found you, yeah, I do have a big forehead. Horrible. That's why I have bangs now, dumbass. So when they found you, you just had like a treasure trove of weapons and just all kinds of commando shit. So they found you with a Glock Model 17, a AK-47, a combat hatchet, machetes, 2 cans of tear gas, armor-piercing ammo, red and yellow security lights wired inside of your SUV, military fatigues. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. Like, you were ready. You were prepared. So it wasn't just in your vehicle, though. You had it in your hotel, too. And you had no, reasonable explanation of why you had all this crap. Now, he really wants everyone to know that he did not serve any time in federal prison. He really wants to differentiate. No, he was not in federal prison. He was in federal custody. Now, how do I know that? Because that is what the news article told me. But I'm sure that part they weren't lying about. It's just all the other stuff. There is a difference in federal custody and federal prison. Federal prison just means you are in one federal facility. You might transfer 1 or 2 times to other federal prisons. Federal custody is like an umbrella. It covers a multitude of things. It could be jails that are contracted to work with the U.S. Marshal's Office. It could be other federal jails and detention centers. It could also be in federal custody at a mental institution, where is exactly where this guy needs to be. And he's been there a couple of times, but he'll tell you that that's not true either. Now, keep in mind that the only way this dude had all these weapons is because Maine is horrible about dropping the ball and getting proper records over to the feds, so that when weapons background checks come through, the FBI doesn't have all of the information they need. Hey, Brian. Okay, have a good doctor's appointment. Hope it all goes well for you. Yes, Libster, she does still have herpes. So he had all of these weapons and he was able to obtain all of them. I mean, he did obtain them legally, but it's simply because it fell through the cracks that he had already spent some time in a mental hospital in Bangor, Maine, prior to his threats of assassination. Now, his exact quotes, now, of course, is probably a lie because these are quotes taken from the news article. He said, if he gets elected, I will assassinate him myself. Then he followed that up with that he hated Bush and he wanted to pew pew him in his head. Now, when being interviewed by the Secret Service, he thought just for shits and giggles, he would throw in a little, if he wanted to kill him, he would use a sniper rifle, and then retracted that statement and said, I'm just joking. It was just a joke. So, no, he wasn't convicted all of that. What he pled guilty to was his weapons possession. Where is that? 2 counts of illegally possessing ammo and firearms after being in a mental hospital. That is probably because he did not have an extensive criminal history to that point, and everything just kind of snowballed after that. Now, he will have you believe that he is just suing people left and right, and he is living this amazing life that it is just so elite that he has to have a $30,000 camera system all around his property, complete with a panic button installed. So it basically puts all of law enforcement and their cousins, uncles, brothers, nephews, sisters, stepchildren at his beck and call. One little press of the panic button, and they are all going to come a running with their night vision goggles, and it's just going to be a whole thing. Helicopters are going to descend from the heavens, and everything's going to be okay for Wei Wei because he's a very important peeper. Super important. He's become important to me because now I'm curious and I'm digging. I'm doing all the digging so that you guys don't have to. And if you're interested in reading the criminal complaint filed by the Secret Service, I pinned it for you. So just grab that little link and you can read it on your own time. And I'll be providing more links for you as I come across all the good stuff, because we are going to pick apart his timeline leading all the way up to his big YouTube debut. My guess is that Ray does not have an extra $30,000 laying around for his camera system. Add that to the $194,000 he claims to have paid for his defense in his assassination case, the one that he also said he had 2 public defenders for, one of which was Kash Patel. And then on top of that, he dropped another $100,000 on a sick dog. So that is a grand total of $324,000 that this guy just had at his disposal over the past few years. I'm thinking this dude lives on disability because keep in mind, he flashed his backup device where he stores all his terabits of all this information he's harvesting about people, and it was a freaking phone case. So maybe he spent all his money on legal fees and cameras and stuff, and all he could afford was the case, not the actual device to go in it. But don't you worry, it says backup in big, bold red nail polish. He means business. That is where all the important stuff is. Oh, yes, Lion Mama, we cannot forget the radio in a box. And When all else fails, he is certified to get on that ham radio and he can tell people in Korea how bad we are on this YouTube, how awful Nicolina is, and just how he is just going to take everyone to the cleaners, suing the pants off of all of us. You're safe, though, if you have less than $40,000 in the bank. If you don't have at least $40,000, he's not interested in coming after you. I wouldn't worry about it anyway because he let 35 plus news outlets print nothing but lies about him, and I could not find to date. I'm not done digging, but so far I have not found one lawsuit that he tried to file against any of them for slander and defamation. I mean, this guy has lived the life. I'm surprised that there has not been a Lifetime miniseries about Ray Geisel because he's done it all. He's left trafficking victims on the beach alone to die. He has, although I cannot find any proof to back it up, he was responsible for 7 people getting arrested in the Bahamas. He claims to have done all these great things and helped all these people, but I can't find one piece of evidence to back it up. I can find all kinds of stuff talking about how crazy he is and his assassination comments. That's all over the place. But there's not one thing about him doing anything to actually help. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, the local law enforcement agencies are very familiar with him because he's a freaking nut. And he's teamed up with Tina the Tooth. Well, that's a match made in hell because the two of them together is crazy amplified to a level none of us have ever seen before. And they just feed off each other. So that's why I'm not answering all your questions and giving my opinions about the most nonsensical things because I know that there's about 30 other people that are going to talk about it day in, day out. So I don't need to. I just don't need to, nor do I care to. Now, Weiwei also said that he is building this big, huge case and he was going to be meeting with the feds and all kinds of people last week, but we have not gotten an update. So, Weiwei, I am going to need you to give us an update on how all these meetings went. It is very important that we know where everything's at in the process because, like you said, the wheels of justice turn slowly. Now, Weiwei, I also need you to explain to me why you said you are tight, tight as fuck with the guy who wrote the program for the bail bonds place, AAA. How come after being transferred around to a bunch of people, I finally get a person who's been with that company in that area any length of time? They don't know who you are. You might have attended that class where you made those comments, but I'm going to need you to clarify that relationship because I'm interested in your resume. You don't have to like give me any details or anything. I'm just trying to go boom, boom, boom down the line. It's very interesting to me, all these things you've done. It piques my interest. You seem to have lived an amazing life. And so I want to live vicariously through you. I want to see the world through Ray's eyes. Hello, chaos and roses. Sometimes I think looking at the world through some people's eyes would probably scare the shit out of me. because it's very obvious that I don't look at the world the same as a lot of other people do. I don't know. I just don't focus on the insignificant. Ray is not insignificant, though. Ray is my new best friend temporarily. I want to get to know you, Ray. It probably would change me forever. I would be the one in the mental institution. We need people like Ray around here. Hey, Mandy Cat. I feel like some more Rays need to come out of the woodwork. I really do. It wouldn't kill everyone to focus on something else for a little while. Start looking for things that are humorous. Do I think Ray is dangerous? Yeah, I think he does have the potential because he is obviously not right in the head. I think he's a menace. And if he does, in fact, if I can find any ties he currently has to any agency, like a bail bonds agency that he's mentioned, or, a private investigator, because he's not licensed. And according to his timeline, he got into the industry when he was 16 years old, which is very tricky to do. I looked at the laws. Um, it can be done if you're brought in under someone else. But let's just say that he is actively partnering with any of these people, which is very doubtful. He is threatening people and trying to intimidate people by saying, like, I don't know if you've ever really listened to him when he's like, "Oh, I'm going to look up all of this." And he told Angelo he's got his freaking tax return and stuff. Like, that's an abuse of power. But he always makes sure to tell people, "I'm legally allowed to do it." Okay. Maybe. But you have no good reason to go around threatening half the people you've been threatening. That's just dirty. Like, don't try to seem like a badass. Don't sit there and try to bite Ernie's head off doing the same exact things that you're sitting there getting on to him about. The thing with Ray is he is like Ernie on steroids. This guy comes up with some stories. I love a good story, though. I do love to listen to some of this shit. It's funny. Some of these people need to be writing some books. Oh, hell. We're talking about trophy wives. Like, that's a whole series people could do. That's something people can talk about. I just feel like it's the same thing every single day. It's such a hamster wheel. So I'm all for Ray. Bring it on, Ray. Tooth, bring Ray around more. I think Ray is actually doing your channel a favor. Without Ray, you get like 10 people. With Ray, you get 30. Let me read some comments. Shit, I really didn't have much to talk about today. What do you guys want to talk about? We're getting ready for school to start here. So if anyone wants to throw some money in the old Cash App, Mama needs a new laptop. Mine took a crap, and I'm tired of going live from my phone. But you're not obligated to support me. But if you want to, you can. I won't complain. He might have been arrested again. He's crazy. He's very crazy. And he threatens people. Like, he just came out balls to the wall. Like, here I am. Who else have we seen do that? That crazy guy that Jimbo brought around. What was that dude's name? The Appalachian guy. That was another one. That happens though. People start their little channel up and they just come out freaking throwing right hooks, just hitting air, missing every time. Don't come out like that. When you first start your channel, don't do that. I did it though too. I came out all at Benny Keys. Dummy stalker. Yeah, oh crazy Jimmy. There's been other people too. I do think he's dangerous. I think Ray is a menace to society, and I think that he lets his mouth get ahead of himself quite often. And I just don't see the point in it. And Tina, being this big professional that she claims to be, you would think that she would check into all this stuff. Now, he did get some stuff sealed. I haven't been able to look at some stuff. I'm still working on it. But just sifting through all the news articles alone, because there are some that have other details that other ones don't. But just go look at my video and you can see some of the news stations. There was even some of them from other countries. I mean, this wasn't just like a little local story. Everyone picked this up. All the major news outlets, all the online news sources, they all picked it up. That's a big deal. I don't think he even realizes to this day what a big deal that is. In fact, his case was cited in an article about gun laws and how things like that slip through the cracks and weapons end up in the hands of the wrong people. His case was brought up as an example right after that military guy. And the thing is Ray wants to act like he's not crazy, but he even said in court that he suffered from several psychiatric disorders, including PTSD. But then when the court asked him, where have you gotten treatment for these issues that you're having, he couldn't provide any medical care. So he has admitted in court that he has psychiatric problems and they're going untreated. Now, I'm hoping that he's not able to purchase firearms at this point. Hopefully they went in there and put a little note next to his name. But that just goes to show, and that's just one state. That's just Maine that we're talking about as far as letting things fall through the cracks. I'm sure that all 50 states do it. So this is how psychopaths end up with guns. And it's not the only way. They obtain them illegally too. It's scary. But if Ray has admitted that he has psychiatric problems, it's obvious there's a history of it, then this dude can't be out here threatening people. So if he makes any threats against any of you, I highly recommend going on record with it. With your agency, go on record with the agency where he's located. Yeah, I wouldn't think that he's ever allowed to own a weapon. So, and he's sitting there using this dog as a prop. I mean, that dog is not trained the way that he says she is. I hope that he never puts that dog in a situation where she's expected to perform in any capacity, because something could happen to her. Just because you put a blinky light, a reflective light on your dog doesn't automatically make it the elite dog in the whole entire world. Ray. I have a little puppy, a new puppy in my house, my grand puppy. This dog is so mean. She's so mean. She's a little miniature Dachshund, a long-haired Dachshund. She's so mean. but I don't know. I love her at the same time. She just fits in my hand. Her little legs are the size of my thumbs. I wouldn't trust them with a pea shooter either. I mean, but the stories he tells and I don't know. I just imagine him walking around town in like a beekeeper outfit with a gas mask on, with like pepper spray, like the whole utility belt of everything but an actual weapon, because he's not allowed to carry any, but just all kinds of stuff. Like those little firework things that you just throw at the ground and they pop. They're probably called poppers or something. I don't even know anymore. But I can just totally see him. And he says that he wears a body cam. He's like, I wear a body cam so that nobody could ever say that I was lying. Well, dude, if you have to wear a body cam to prove that you're telling the truth 24/7, then maybe you need to reevaluate the things you're saying. I don't know anyone that has to have a body cam on every time they go walk their dog at the park. That's insanity. And I caught something the other day when he was on panel at Tina's, and he was like, "Oh, I'm taking my puppy to the park." And he gets there and he's like, "Well, a parent was pulling in, so I have to go to a different park." Ray, can you please explain to the class why you would have to go to a different park because a parent was pulling in? Were you like at a school playground or something? That was weird to me. No, that his dog doesn't listen to him. He's like, it's my dog's bite stick smells like the people that she's supposed to track. Okay, buddy. It probably smells like peanut butter. That's just nuts. Like, yes, when I put treats in my dog's bite stick, it smells like that too. That's what they're interested in tracking in that moment. That whole thing, Markella, about the dogs being smart or stupid over whether or not they had a tail blew my mind. That was nuts to me. That is creepy that I want to know, Ray. I want to know why you had to go to a different park because of the parent pulling in. Yeah, like, I mean, my pit has its tail. He's pretty smart. I had a boxer that had a dock tail. He was brilliant. Yes, Ray can tell you everything you need to know, Chaos and Roses, about any dog, whether or not they have a tail. He can let you know everything about them, their intelligence. Of course, his dog is the smartest dog in the world. No one will ever compare. And if you try to slander his dog, if you have $40,000 in the bank, he'll sue you. He said that he wasn't going to sue Katie, though, because Katie couldn't afford it or something like that. I don't know her finances. He said that he's going to sue Nicolina. I don't know. I can't, now that I think about it, I can't think of any other people he named by name. We must be a bunch of broke mofos around here. Ray, I'm probably going to slander you. I'm probably going to say some things you don't like. But you are free, paper. You are a free paper to come up here on this panel and answer any question anytime your little heart desires. I know you probably won't. There's no doubt in my mind that Ray's dog thinks he's a tard. He's probably like, what? I don't speak that language. I'm going to read some comments, and this is going to be short and sweet. Unless you guys come up with something spectacular you guys want to talk about. Next week, I'm putting together the first few years of Way's timeline. We're going to break it down incident by incident, and I will provide more links for you guys to look at, just so you can see the same thing I'm seeing. Let's see. Why are we talking about Kaylee? Was she in here? Yeah, Markella, those radios and all the tear gas. What does he need all that crap for? He thinks that a bunch of people are coming after him. He said he got his butt kicked by some white supremacists. Um, I don't know why he never elaborated that I remember. I tried to go back and listen to the lives he did with Tina, and oh, it was a lot. That's a lot to try to listen to. But yeah, that's my little project I'm doing. We're going to break down the life of Ray. And we're just going to hang out and have fun while we're doing it. All the rest of this bullshit everyone else is complaining about, don't drag me into it. You guys don't care about anything I have to say anyway, right? So then don't get pissed off when I don't want to tell you. Plus, the more you ask me, the more you like try to pressure me into saying something. I'm not going to because that's more fun. Thank you, Amber Robinson. Everyone's complaining about filter this and filter that. Listen, people, big forehead and all, I'm about to be 50 years old. So if you go to the little magic wand on Snapchat, it's like a little magic wand looking thing with little sparklies, and you press on that, it's a retouch thing. It's not even a filter. Sometimes I'll mess around with a lighting filter. I don't do anything crazy. I'm not ashamed of it. It's still my whole face, my whole ass, real face. Get over it. When I'm up here making cartoon character pictures that look nothing like me, like some people do, then you can complain. I do have a chin, dummy. That's literally no filter, but whatever. I'm just pale. Anyway, stop, drop, and troll. Why is your stop sign so red? You look a little rotund. Oh, is that Kaylee? I've never even been mean to her. I don't know why these people have a perpetual bug up their butt all the time. I just don't wake up and choose misery every day. Like, I don't care. And the fact that other people take so much time out of their day to come over here and talk about my chin or my forehead, obviously it bothers you way more than it bothers me. But that's okay. Maybe they'll find something in life that makes them happy. I wish them the best. So I hope everyone enjoys their weekend. I will be buying a last minute school crap. It's all uniforms at school, but this year they've decided to let kids wear jeans. So basically, all the kids will be wearing jeans, which is fine because nobody likes those khaki pants anyway. So we'll be doing that and just getting ready for middle school next year. Whew. It's crazy. Time flies. Time flies. Maybe people need to be spending more time doing that kind of stuff than worried about someone's chin. Yeah, I have a high hairline. So what? If I can live with it, you can too. You'll be okay. Stop, dropping troll. You'll be all right. I actually don't mind a high hairline because I have about 20 pounds of hair on my head. I have super thick hair. But yeah. All right. I'm done here. I'm going to go hang out, clean the pool, and do real life things. While some folks just sit here and cry on the internet because they're so miserable. All right, everyone, be safe. Have a great weekend. Stay out of trouble because I can't afford to bail everyone out. Okay, bye.